What's happening, family? What's happening? What's happening? Just waiting a couple of minutes to see if a few individuals would tune in. Obviously, I'm talking to you if you're watching this later, but yeah, I just want to wait for a couple of minutes before I get started. Hey, what's happening with you? What's happening with you? How you doing, brother? Good morning. Where are you from? If you don't mind me asking. It's about 9:33, 9:34, something like that. Something like that. About 9:30 something p.m. here where I'm at in Texas. I see you. Good morning. So I'm just curious to know where you from. I don't know if you read. Um, what's up, Brianna? What's good with it? What's good with it? So look, check this out. All right, look. So let me show you this. Let me show you this. Y'all see that? So that is my new ebook. That is the actual release date is the 22nd. It's Tuesday. But if any of you guys are interested in buying it, you can have access to it on my website. But no, so while we are here though, the reason we're here, I'm going to read a couple of chapters out of this book that's going to help you that if you apply it today, or should I say start applying it today and moving forward, then it would definitely benefit you in life. Obviously, it show up different to the workplace and employee training guide to a successful career. So that's what it's focus on, but it helps personal growth. So as it help you grow personally, then it would definitely position you in your professional journey. So right now we're gonna cover parts of chapter one that's going to help is going to introduce you to the right mindset and perspective that will produce a positive attitude within you. Also, we're going to cover parts of chapter two that's going to help you protect that mindset as well as to protect the perspective. And by doing that, is going to show you how to eliminate. First, it's going to reveal to you what are the internal and external distractions. So once you learn what that is, then you can start eliminating those distractions to where now you can then focus and be consistent as you go out to achieve your goals. All right. Also, we're going to cover how to value you. All this stuff, what I'm talking about, we're gonna cover it. It's like it's in the book. All right. It's how learn how to value you as well as practical things that you can start implementing where it will qualify you for a pay increase. Now, we're not talking about an overnight thing. These are things that we have to start doing on a day to day, and will become the one who we must become. That's going to qualify us to begin to position ourselves, prepare ourselves, and equip ourselves for an opportunity in the future. All right. Also, and finally, I'm going to cover a few things that's going to help you that you must do that's going to help you achieve your goals. Sound cool? What kind of stream is this? Well, what I was just talking about, that's what we're gonna cover. No, so I have a new ebook that's coming out. Show up different to the workplace and employee training guide to a successful career. And so I'm going to share some things in this book that if you start applying it today, then today and moving forward, then it would definitely benefit you and grow and develop you personally and professionally to where you can have a successful career and ultimately like a successful life. All right, because we know we go to work, it's like the everyday struggles and everything. Like it's just like, because a lot of us, we just go to work for a check. And because of that, like for one, we have that mindset, that perspective of I'm just here to collect a check. So our energy, our standard, our the way we operate and execute, it reflects that. So where we oftentimes we complain that about how much we don't get paid, how much more we deserve, and like I feel you on that. But really, like, are we showing up to work? Are we showing up in life to where like we operate at a level like we deserve this? And oftentimes like it doesn't match. We want this, but we're not given that, right? So just a few practical things, nothing deep, you know what I mean? So I'll go ahead and get started again. So the release date is on the 22nd, but if you're interested in purchasing it now, it's like $9.99. I put a link in the description of this live that will take you to the website where you can purchase it. Also, in the description of this live are resources that's from the book that you can, it's free downloads. So, and that would definitely help you. One of them being how to build your future on paper. So then you can start, you know, start the planning out your, dreams, visions, goals, ideas, and stuff like that. You'll be able to create you a plan, a step-by-step plan of how to achieve your goals. All right, and that access, I mean that resource is in the description of this live as well. It's called the Show Up Different resource room. There also you have how to create your morning routine. So it's just like a few things in there that I believe will be helpful and very beneficial to you. Um, so we're going to go ahead and dive into chapter one real quick. All right. So y'all ready? I see y'all done tapped out. That's cool. I finna still pop this thing off. What's happening, young brother? Well, I'm already started. I can't. You look out the mirror. She might be in the car. Don't open that door though. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. So chapter one. How does having goals in life change your mindset, perspective, and attitude in the workplace? What are your goals? So look, check this out. If I cover something in here, write it in the comment below and then take a screenshot because you may not have time to write it down because I'm just gonna roll through it. Last night we went like almost 4 hours. I'm trying to do this maybe about 40, 30, 45 minutes. So write it in the chat like for your personal notes and take a screenshot. That way you can revisit whatever stuck out to you, whatever it is that you got from it. All right. So how does having goals in life change your mindset, perspective, and attitude in the workplace? What are your goals? For over 15 years, I lived for the weekend. I had no goals in life other than what I planned on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for Friday and Saturday. That was my focus and motivation week in and week out from middle school until I was in my early 30s. As a result, my personal life reflected average, which carried over into my professional life, affecting my everyday show up in the workplace, attendance, work ethic, my performance, and attitude. I mean, everything about me was average. Being faced with that reality by looking at the results in my life due to the lack of execution opposed to the results from the execution of individuals I was exposed to, I learned from then immediately or I learned from them immediately, I knew it was time to change my life. Mindset. Between my family deserving better and me wanting more for my life, the first step to change was creating an aim. What am I shooting for? So I set a few personal life goals for myself. That alone began to change my mindset. So you probably be asking, like, why are you reading this? Like, this is what changed my mindset. Because again, I literally lived like from, like, as I said last night, I dropped out of school in ninth grade, right? Because what we was doing on the weekends, I wanted to do it 7 days a week. All right. So it started in eighth grade. And like, it wasn't until like I was in my 30s where like that whole gap, I was just living for the weekend. Like, that's it. Drinking, riding around, doing nothing. And once I got a family when I was in my 30s, early 30s, that's when, I was exposed to certain individuals, and looking at my life, I'm like, something has to change, because now that I brought them into my life and to my struggle, I was exposed for the many years of not doing anything with my life. All right, so that's why I'm reading this, because when we don't have goals in life, when we're not after something, then it's easy to show up on average, because we don't have anything that we're shooting for. We don't have anything we're aiming for. But when we start to get goals, set goals for our lives, see a bigger and brighter future for ourselves, then now we have a reason to show up. So that's kind of how it was for me. I started to show up to work different because, for one, I had a family. I had to get my mind right, and two, it's like the struggle is real. I had just had to change some things, right? So, mindset between my family. Okay, I covered that. Perspective. In addition to my current reality at the time, the struggles I encountered in my personal and professional life shifted my perspective due to a new profound understanding that in order for me to get from where I was going and who I had to become, it was a part of the process. Once I developed a different type of mindset, the struggles shifted my perspective, and then my attitude changed in the workplace. This is when I began to show up differently. What changed? My mindset. That became my driving force. My perspective. That became the support beams, in parentheses, protector of my mindset. My attitude, which became my shield. I needed to persevere and endure through the challenges I encountered in my personal and professional life. So, here is an example of how the mindset and perspective and attitude breakdown works. Follow me. Goals, mindset. Your mindset is your driving force. That's the mental, right? What are your personal goals in life? Your personal life goals should be your motivator at your job. Two, what are your professional goals at your job? Your job goals, once achieved, should support and assist you in achieving your life goals. Your professional life, job, career should also complement your personal life, as both make up your life as a whole. Hold on. All right. Perspective. Josiah, did you look outside? Did you look outside? Is she out there? Huh? Oh, she must have went to Chipotle first and then went to Sonic. Perspective. Your support beams. Your viewpoint. All right. Your perspective protects your focus. Your perspective provides patience. Your perspective provides understanding. Your perspective provides rationale, logic, and also helps you to be rational, reasonable. All right. Your attitude reflects your peace or lack of it. A positive attitude will often place you in a calm, cool, relaxed, chill state of mind. Emotions, actions connected to your positive attitude. Emotions, happy, joyful, excitement, glad, etc. Actions, friendly, engaging, helpful, grateful. appreciative, emotions and actions connected to your negative energy, or your negative attitude. Now the emotions, all right, you're frustrated, irritated, upset, angry, etc. Your actions behind that. For some people, in most cases, will then begin to complain, which then causes us to appear or become less appreciative, less grateful, less helpful, less engaging, unfriendly. We will then begin to be less glad, less excited, less joyful. At this point, our perspective, support beam, and protective of our mindset would begin to be affected. Hold on, real quick. Let me open the door for my wife. Hold on. Here, open the door real quick. Let me see. All right. Now, shall we continue? For you who just tuned in, I don't know if you read the description, but this is a book read that of my new book that's coming out, but you have access to it now. It's called "Show Up Different to the Workplace Employee Training Guide to a Successful Career," and right now I'm reading chapter one of introducing to you guys like how to change your mindset and your perspective that will produce a better attitude. And ultimately, like when we show up to work doing things that we don't like doing, but we therefore check, oftentimes we don't have the right mindset, we don't have the right perspective, therefore our attitude sucks. Why? Because we don't want to be there. All right. So, but once we start to visualize and see the better future that we deserve, and we start to set goals for ourselves, and we know why we are going after what we're doing, it would change our mindset where we can still be at the same place, but now I'm not focused on the where I'm at. I'm focusing on something greater. So where I'm at now, this is going to help me to start achieving my goals. So once we have goals, it would change our mindset and our perspective. And then, we'll begin to show up to work like operating with a totally different energy. And then after I do this, I'm gonna read how to protect your mindset and your perspective. And then, we're gonna talk about um, how to identify the external and internal distractions and how to eliminate those things so we can stay consistent, like focused and consistent at going after achieving our goals. Then we'll talk about other things. But so yeah, just pretty much in a nutshell. So um, where are we? So at this point, our perspective, which is our support beam and protector of our mindset, will be affected. What does that look like? Will then most likely be less reasonable, less logical perspective on matters, less understanding, less patient, causing us to lose focus of our goals. Now, the mindset is impacted negatively. Do you see how, when you have goals in life, personal and professional, how that can help you to have the right positive mindset that gives you the right positive perspective, which produces the right positive attitude? However, when your perspective, which is your support beam, is compromised, the domino effect occurs and often shows up in your attitude. In other words, without having goals, you are less likely to have the right mindset and perspective you need to overcome your struggles in the workplace, making it difficult to maintain a positive attitude and make necessary adjustments as and when needed. Oftentimes, when you set goals, you'll begin to develop the right mindset that drives you, the perspective needed to keep going, which will help you manage, control, and maintain a positive attitude in the workplace. All right. So after each chapter, I included something that called addition, right? So it's additional insights, tips, and strategies in how to um, help prepare and position us to go to another level in what we're doing, right? Or what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish. All right. So here, how to protect your mindset, minimize and eliminate distractions. First, we have to identify what are the distractions. External distractions. Anything and everything you choose to partake in outside of yourself in your home. You have to know when to say no, know when to postpone, know when the time is right, know when it's time to shut it down. Yes, enjoy life and what life offers, but there is a time and place for everything. Sometimes it's not the time or place, especially if you are in hot pursuit of fulfilling your dreams, goals, and aspirations. It or they can wait. Your future is riding on this. Don't jeopardize it. What are some internal distractions? So minimize and eliminate whatever in-house distractions that keep you from being focused on what you're after. If not, those distractions will cause you to lose momentum because not only are you ineffective, but you will no longer be able to be consistent in your efforts, grind, or execution. So what are some internal distractions? Cell phone, social media, books, if not needed for what you are pursuing, TV, games, etc. If books, podcasts, YouTube, etc. are your resource to exposure to new information and ideas, then yes, by all means, invest the time. Note, at some point, you must put those resources down and or turn them off and get to work. Those resources too can become a distraction and or an anchor keeping you bolted to the floor when it's time to move. No, knowledge isn't power. Applied knowledge is. So execute. Focus. Focus on the task at hand. Lock in. Channel most, if not all, of your energy in what you are pursuing. Rest, yes, but don't focus on sleeping the day away. Opportunity is just around the corner. Focus less on fear and all limitations. They will hold you down. Don't stop. Stay focused. Stay working. Stay focused and continue working at who you are becoming and where you're going. Focus and stay committed. Consistency. Be consistent. Consistency generates momentum. Consistency fuels drive. Don't give up. Once you gain momentum, the drive you have won't allow you to give up. Don't let up. If you lose momentum, it will take you much more energy and hard work getting back to where you once were. So be consistent, remain consistent. Consistency leads to minor accomplishments. Minor accomplishments fuel motivation, which strengthens your drive, which will connect you to a greater accomplishment. 6 helpful tips to protect your perspective. Choose your friends wisely. Stay away from negative individuals and complainers. 2, focus on what matters opposed to what does not. Focus and act on what you have control of as opposed to what you do not. 3, know and understand that everything you go through along the journey of achieving your goal is part of the process. 4, know that what you're going through is temporary. 5, believe everything you're going through you will get through and become better than you were before, but only if you extract and learn from what you went through. 6, you were made for this, so you will not break. Attitude, remain positive and optimistic. Experience, try not to ever take anything personally, but view it as a learning lesson. Remind yourself that some things come with the territory, and the difficulties that comes with it are to teach you, mature you, grow you, develop you, prepare you, and equip you for future opportunities. Think positive, be positive, remain positive. By doing so, positivity will show up in your attitude. All right. All right. So we're going to slide to chapter 5. Chapter 5. This is where it get good. All right. I know you probably just tuned in, but this is where it get good. So what I'm doing, I'm reading some things out of my new book that's coming out. Show up different to the workplace employee training guide. And these are some practical things that you can implement. Like, for instance, so this chapter 5, become the one, how to grow and develop personally and professionally. So now I'm going to share with you, um, or introduce to you, if you was in attendance last night. It's called the 4A method to self-improvement. All right. So with this, I'm going to cover two of the common workplace struggles that we encounter as 9 to 5ers. One is being undervalued. All right, being undervalued. So with that, I'm about to share some practical things with you that you can start doing to where you can start valuing yourself. All right, and this is very key. And then after that, then I'm gonna share uh, some practical things implementing the 4A method to self improvement, to how you can position yourself to be qualified for a pay increase. All right. This is not an overnight deal. These are some tangible things that you can start implementing today, and be consistent with it. And as you do these things, then what's to come to you, opportunity, like whatever that looks like for you, whatever you're after, your goals and everything, then you'll be able to, um, achieve those things. All right. So being undervalued. I've experienced managers not liking me when I first started at their company based on their perception of me. I wasn't like everyone else who became a part of groups in the workplace. I kept to myself for the most part. They soon learn I come to work, handle my business, and I go home. Once they notice my work ethic, their demeanor and attitude change towards me. They then begin to speak. When opportunity presented, conversation would spark, and then they learn more of who I was as a person, which led them accepting me, if you will, embracing and then favoring me. Unfortunately, sometimes it takes you displaying your value by the work you do before others realize the value you are as a person. You begin to be seen of who you are, and that's by what you do. Let's say you have one or multiple of three types of managers, right? Manager number one respects you, not necessarily because of who you are, but because of who he or she is. They're very respectful individuals, and therefore they treat everyone with respect. Manager number two can be can be rude at times. His or her responses and tone often are borderline disrespectful. They come off as if he or she doesn't like you. Manager number three is a narcissist. He or she is very controlling. They take your kindness for a weakness and attempt to take advantage of you. They have very little to no respect for you. How you are treated by your manager, perhaps coworkers in general, is based on their perception of you. You don't have complete control of others' perception of you. However, you do have 100% control of how you view you. So value you. So implement the 4A method to learn how to value you. The 4A method to self improvement. What is the goal? Learn how to value you. The first, self assess. How do you view you? This is important. Why? Because how you view you often will determine what you will allow. How you allow others to speak to you, how you allow others to treat you, how you allow others act towards you. Likewise, how you are with yourself. If you struggle with valuing yourself, it's time we change how you view you. Two, make the necessary adjustments. Change the thoughts you have of yourself. Change how you look at yourself.
What are you in here doing?
Book read. Um, Change the thoughts you have of yourself. Change how you look at yourself. Change how you see yourself. This will change how you feel about yourself. Start your morning off affirming yourself. I am a king or queen depending on your gender. I am handsome or beautiful depending on your gender. I am special. I am smart. I am creative. gifted and talented. I do have what it takes to be and do whatever that is, right? I am the person for the job. I am strong, I am powerful, I am a leader. This is how you build yourself up. This is also confirming what you know about you to be true. Believe this. This is who you are. The third thing, accept the responsibility. Build yourself up. We're talking about valuing you. Remind yourself who you are every moment you think about you throughout the day. With every negative thought, counter it with a positive one, affirming you. If you make a mistake, no problem. Learn from your mistake by making adjustments. Yes, hold yourself accountable, but don't criticize yourself. Encourage and empower yourself. As you consistently do this, you'll begin to believe in yourself. The more you believe in yourself, your self-esteem will increase. No longer tear yourself down. Always build yourself up. You are valued. You deserve to be valued. Value you. The fourth one, take action. The fourth A, take action. Attack work challenges and problems head on. Believe in yourself enough to take action on all tasks that requires your time, energy, attention, and touch. Giving it your all. Appreciating the work you do while striving to become better at it. As you are learning to value yourself more, your work and touch will reflect your unique and authentic self. Set goals, then start after achieving those goals. The more you see you can do it by accomplishing what you set out to, the more your confidence develops. The more confidence you have in you and what you do, you'll perform at a significant high level. Try to be excited about your new journey of learning, growing, and discovering a newfound appreciating and valuing you. All right. So I just basically shared the 4A method and how you can learn to value you. All right. So I'm reading this in my new book, Show Up Different to the Workplace Employee Training Guide. That is available if you was interested in if you were interested in purchasing it, because this is personal and professional growth that you can like actually like apply this stuff. Like it's not one of them type of deals where it's like it sound good. Like no, these like this is has been like my journey in life as well as in the workplace. So I'm just sharing what I learned and just things that you can pull from. So all right. Okay, so the next common goal, seven common work struggles that we encounter is pay, not getting what we are worth. All right, so like this is a good one right here. I really like this one right here. So tune in, and after this, again, like this is not just me reading this to you. Um, I'm sharing this with you because I want you to see the value in this, and so you can see that I can actually use this book. Then you're gonna purchase it, but then also like you see the value in this, and like I can actually do this. It's not one of those type of books where you ever fall for clickbait like on YouTube where it say like how turn $50 into 10 streams of income. Like it's designed to reel you in to watch the video. We're not doing no clickbait. So like this not one of them type of deals where I'm telling you this to reel you in, to con you. Like no, these are actual tangible things that you can apply. So I'm going to share this with you, right? So one of the common work struggles that we encounter in the workplace is pay, not getting paid enough, right? I'm sorry, not getting paid what we are worth. Can we all agree on this? Like we go to work and give our all, time, energy, strength, gifts, talents, like skill set, everything. But then we receive a small percentage in return, right? So how can we position ourselves to? We're never going to get paid what we're worth, but how can we position ourselves to get paid more of what we worth than what we get paid now? So just say if we only get paid 10% of what we put in at work, how can we increase that to 30, 40, or 50% of what we're putting in, right? So the first thing you must understand is that you'll less likely get paid 100% of what you're worth, although you may be viewed as an asset to a company. Disclaimer: you're not an asset to any company if you have the mindset of an honest day's work for an honest day's pay. Why? Because there are a great number of you who have this mindset, justifying you performing at an average or less than level, doing enough to say you did the work. In other words, you're doing just enough to get by, and your work ethic, performance, and attitude reflect that. But then we always talk about raise. Usually, when we go to work on this mindset, when a company do give a raise, then it is those individuals who complain about, oh, you should have gave us, or all this, like you could have gave us $2. Like they gave you $1.50. What are you complaining for, right? They didn't have to do that. You feel me? So it's the mindset and perspective that we, some of us, have to change. So think of it this way: if companies paid their team members what they were worth to the exact penny, odds are they'll be out of business due to high overhead, paying staff alone, which does not include daily operation costs across the board. All right. So you may ask, what does that have to do with me? Everything. Why? You'll never get paid what you're worth. The real question is, how can you become more of an asset to your employer? Where um, how much how can you become more of an asset to your employer where you'll get paid a greater percentage than now for the value you add, right? So we finna cover this. I got you. Here's what you should consider. All right. Mindset, perspective, attitude, integrity, and work ethic, your character attributes. This is what sets you apart from others. All right. What do you bring to the table? Your gift and our skill set. This is all you need that will create that shift and change, which is internal, inside. Like, you feel me? The third thing, what solution can you provide? Knowledge, experience, degree. This is what is considered to qualify you. All right. So you possess something your employer needs. You have the ability to create a shift or change in the workplace. When you have the mindset of what change can I make that will impact those around me, your perspective would change to viewing problems as opportunities. Once you discover what problems your company excuse me, has, learn the solution and present and provide it. You're now in position to receive an opportunity that could result in your getting a raise. All right? Does it make sense? Well, hold on. The 4A method to self improvement. What is the goal? Pay increase. All right. So, what do I possess? Gift, skill set, knowledge, experience. When utilized, implemented correctly, will improve the operations, procedures, and or change the environment and the culture of my company. Um, the first one was self-assess, right? What do I possess? All right. So the second one is make the necessary adjustments. What necessary adjustments must I make and or implement that will begin to make improvements or create the needed change in the workplace? The third A, accept the responsibilities by saying, if it has to be done, I'm going to do it. Then take the initiative and do it. All right. And then finally, the fourth, take action. It isn't going to be an overnight transition. It's going to be a process. So get started today. Remember, your mindset, perspective, attitude, integrity, work ethic, your character attributes sets you apart. All right. So when we show up to work, excuse me, with the right mindset, perspective, attitude, our integrity, like our energy, like all that, like it sets us apart from most. So when we are set apart from most, then we are already in position to be noticed, to be acknowledged, because we're not like everybody else. Like like the way we show up and how we operate and execute our like our energy, positivity, everything like that set us apart, because you got a lot of people complaining, you got a lot of people riding the clock, you got a lot of people half showing up to work, you got a lot of people just doing a bare minimum. Like when we do the opposite, that automatically set us apart. All right. So then your gift and or skill set, if utilized correctly, will put you in position. All right. So what what skill set, what gift, what talent do you have that where the other individuals who you work with don't possess that, but you possess something special that you can bring to the workplace, that you can bring to your company, right? So you already set apart because you're not acting, you're not doing what other people are doing. You've set yourself apart. All right. So the next thing, you God put something inside of you to bring into the workplace. Now, if you find out what that is, whether it's a skill set, gifting, the talent, like whatever it is, you find out what that is and you use it correctly, that will put you in position. Why? Because they don't have that. They don't have what you possess. If and you've learned how to use it correctly, that position you. So you're already in a position to be acknowledged. Now you're in a position to be um, like positioned. And then finally, it's your degree, knowledge, and or experience, if utilized correctly, that grant you the opportunity. You're set apart, you're now in position, and now is it your experience? Is it the knowledge that you have? Is it the degree? This right here will position you. I'm sorry, this will grant you the opportunity for a promotion. And oftentimes that comes with a pay raise. But it's all in how we show up to work every single day. It's the mindset and the perspective. But it's hard to show up. It's hard to show up in a special way, in a different way, if we don't have goals. We're not after. We don't have a vision. We don't know what we are after in life. We just going to work just to pay bills. It's hard to operate at a high level, at a special level, like at a significant level, if we're not after something personally. When we don't have a why. And in chapter 2 of Show Up Different to the Workplace Employee Training Guide, in fact, it speaks about how to access your dreams, visions, and ideas, and set goals and create a plan for that's going to help you achieve your goals. And in the description below, I extracted some of that content out of chapter 2, and I created a couple of documents that if you click the Show Up Different resource room, link in the description of this live, it'll take you where you can download that that breakdown, to where like you can go ahead and start building out your future tonight. You feel me? So yeah. And so what is it going to take? What is it going to take for you to achieve your goals? And after this, we're gonna conclude to further notice. Um, so so this is also in chapter five, concluding chapter five. So goals. You must know what your goals are in life. Why? Your goals will be your guidelines that will help you stay the course to achieving what you set out to accomplish. Number one, what are your personal life goals? What must you do every single day that will get you one step closer to achieving your personal life goals? All right, then create a routine including those to dos. The Conquer Success Routine Foundational Health Goals. All right, so the Conquer Success Routine is like a three-step process on how to create your morning routine, organize, structure, and schedule. All right, also in the link below of the Show Up Different resource room. Also in there is the step-by-step process how to create your morning routine. Once you learn how to create your morning routine, then you understand the concept of how to do this. Then whatever your goals are, and you knowing what you need to do every single day to achieve your goals, you can include those things into your routine. That's why it's called Conquer Success Routine. All right, and that's readily available to you as well for the free. You know what I mean? For the free. All right. So, number two, what are your professional life goals? What are your goals at your job? What do you want to become professionally? What knowledge, skill set, and or experience must you acquire? Don't make money along the goal. Seek to acquire experience, knowledge, and skill set. One or more exposures, if not all three, will produce the funds if you're strategic and intentional about how to leverage and or utilize what you've acquired. Be intentional, stay aligned, execution. Okay, be intentional. What job or profession will provide you any or more of it, of if not all three, preferably all three. Your job goals should support and assist you in achieving your life goals. Stay aligned. What tasks, activities must you do every single day where in time you achieve your goals? Ask yourself, who must you become? What sacrifices must you make? What disciplines are required of you? Execution. We're talking about what is going to take for you to achieve your goals. Execution, commitment, dedication, consistency, discipline. Commitment. Commit to the process you must undergo to achieve your goals. Dedication. Dedicate the necessary time, energy, and focus it's going to take to achieve your goals. Consistency. Show up every day to put in the work necessary that's going to get you one step closer to achieving your goals. Discipline. No matter how you feel, do it anyway. Execute. Procrastination is a choice, not a struggle. Either you choose to do it now or later. We're going to do it now. So execute now. Remember, it's all about becoming. Remember, it's all about becoming. If you become the person, you will achieve your goals intentionally. Going after your goals, knowing exactly what you must do every single day and staying aligned will get you closer to achieving your goals. And naturally, you will become the person you must become. Execute. And that's it. That's it. That's all we got. So none of you guys are present. Y'all done bounced on me. That's cool. So I would ask you if you have any questions. But none of you are here. Y'all gone. That's cool. But if you're watching this later, if you have any questions, you need some type of assistance or anything, still leave a comment in this live, and then I'll still receive the notification. And when I receive the notification after you've left the message, then I will. I will engage with you any way that I can help. But in the meantime, all right, in the description of this live, I've again, the name of this book is Show Up Different to the Workplace Employee Training Guide to a Successful Career. The link to purchase this book is in the description of this live. Also, what's in the description of this live is what I call the Show Up Different resource room. I wish I could pull it up. It's called a Show Up Different. You know what? I can't pull it up. Hold on. Hold on. I'll show you what it looks like. Don't go anywhere. Um, Hold on for a second. Let me get back in here. I'll show you what it looks like. In there, you can go and there you can go and get some free resources that'll help you. That's going to help you start, accessing your dreams, visions, ideas, and writing out your step-by-step plan to achieve your goals, as well as to create your morning routine. And there's basically the resource that's here is is the resources here is just a few things that I extracted from this book that you can take like right now and start, applying it that help you get right. You feel me? Hold on real quick. I'm about to show you what the resource room look like. Um, if you will remain, let me log into my account real quick before we close. If you have any questions, go ahead, put that joint there. At, all right. 507. All right, so this is what this is what the this is what the look, this is what the Show Up Different resource room look like. Boom. This is what the Show Up Different resource room look like. All right. That's what that looks like. All right. So I don't know if you can see it well. So visit the website where you can cop the book and then architect how to, how to build your future on paper. The Conquer Success Routine, 30-day mindset, motivation, encouragement challenge. So, and then how to reach me via email. So the link to this is in the description of this live. If you want to go and visit, the website to learn a little more about the book, and if you're interested, you can purchase the book and then architect how to build your future on paper. It's a 5-step process, which is visualize and brainstorm. All right, that's step one. Step two, document what you visualize and brainstorm. Then um, step three, prepare your plan. So prepare your plan. In the middle is construct, create, and create plan, right? It'll show you how to create a step-by-step plan. And then step four, the building process. Basically, what resources do you have readily available that you can get started? Because I understand, like, not all the time we have the money, but what resources do we have that we need that's going to help us achieve our goals, as well as what are some things do we need to look out for? What are the what ifs that can cause us to stumble, slip, fall away. Like, be mindful of that. So when we creating our step-by-step plan to achieve those goals, because we visualize and brainstorm into the future, then okay, I can do this instead to avoid that, right? So that's the building process. And step five is simply get started, and letting you like um, proving to you like what like how do I know I have all that it takes, right? So that's what that looks like again. And then the conquer success routine, how to create your morning routine. Once you learn the concept of that, as you are out trying to achieve your goals, you know what you must do every single day that's going to get you closer to achieving those goals. Then you can include those daily tasks in your routine. Why? Because now you've learned and you understand the concept of how to create your morning routine, and now you can just go out there and get busy with it. All right. Again, the link to this is the Show Up Different resource room. The link to that is in the description of this live. All right. So those are free. Those are free resources for you. Um, Everything that you need is in the description of this live. I also included, I have a few other YouTube channels. This is actually the ministry page, but we're using this so we can take content from what we are doing here, and we're gonna take some of this content and put it over there in the Workplace Advocate show. That's my professional YouTube channel, where it's like 100 and something shorts of different scenarios and stuff like that in the workplace that will also help you there. All right, so the link to that YouTube channel is in the description of this live, as well as I have another YouTube channel called Legacy Reading. So this is the first book that's coming out. There's many more to come. So there we'll be able to, whenever we just take some of the content out of the books, where you can take it and utilize it and implement it, where it will help you in your journey of life and trying to become and do all that you were created to do. So again, that's also a link in the description of this live. So if you could please go there, check out the link, and then or check out the description, see what I put it there, and take full advantage of the resources that I put there for the Show Up Different resource room, and then as well as the free resources that's there, with the YouTube channels. So go and check those joints out, and let's get connected and prepare to go to new heights in life. But remember, it all starts with goals. When we are after something much more in our life than what we've experienced or what we have or what we're going through, personally or even professionally, it will begin to change our mindset and our perspective, and it'll show up. It'll change how we show up in life altogether. All right, but if we don't have any goals or anything like that, we're not after nothing greater or something more. Oftentimes, we just show up to life on some mediocre stuff, but we feel like we deserve much more, which we do. We deserve to have much more and do much more in life, which we do. But the thing is, we just let it stay inside of us. Like, we don't take time out to see what that looks like and also build it out. Once we start to do that, things will begin to change. It's not an overnight process. The struggle is real. It's going to be hard, but answer me this: what have your past 5 years look like? Have you been planning? Are you planning yourself here? Like, if the struggle real, like, what have you done that got you here? What productive decisions that you made that got you here, to where the struggle is real and all these different things. So if you can say, man, I really ain't did nothing. I just been kind of going with the flow and just, whatever happens, happens. So guess what? The next 5, 10 years is going to look like that. What happens, happens. And like, we supposed to take control of our life according to like the control that God gives us. But if we don't, we just continue to live in a reactive state, and bad, uncomfortable space to be in. So like get serious about your future. Start seeing what that looks like. Writing those things down, creating you a plan. You know what I mean? Like and just getting started with it. All right. So that's my time. I thank you for all of you who came and went. It's cool for you who are watching this to the end later on. Um, Thank you. And like really what we covered in here, these are practical things that you can like literally start applying today. Start applying this. And if you don't remember or like you're interested in purchasing the book, the link to the website is in the description below. Um, I think I put the website in there. Either way, go if you go to the show up different resource room, then there you'll have you can go ahead and grab your copy. And the book is an ebook version, so you don't have to wait for it. You can just literally like purchase it on like 9.99, and then get that download and go ahead and hop in. You feel me? But anyway, I
On
love.
it.
What are you talking about? Anyway, I love you all greatly. Thank you for your time, and just know God created you for much more. It's not just about going to work and then coming home and just living for the weekend. I did that for 15 plus years of my life. It got me nowhere, and I'm still trying to live it out. You know what I mean? Like, but it's a process. So just go ahead and get started now. If you're just not tuning in, please go back to the beginning, watch this, share the joint out, and until we meet again, I love you all greatly. Much love. Peace.